Welcome back, and for more over the ongoing voting process of the parliamentary elections 2020, we're joined live by Mr. Musab Amin. He is member of the coordinating committee for youth leadership. Good evening, Mr. Amin.
Mr. Amin? Madam, the name is Mohamed Saeedi.
Right. Good evening, Mr. Mohamed.
Mohamed Saeedi, a member of the coordination committee of youth leaders. And
I'm so sorry. I was told by the control room by that name. I truly apologize to you. I was not told that name. That's okay.
No problem.
Which, if you talk to us about how is it essential in practicing the political rights in both phases? I mean, in the runoff and in at the first time. How do you assess the political participation?
Despite the corona pandemic, elections in Egypt has to be done, but this is the democratic process in which Egypt is governed. But the government has showed great effort and played a very important or set a very strong strategy against fighting the epidemic during the election period. That's by closely monitoring and supplying all the electoral ballots and everyone with the necessary means to protect themselves and to protect others from the pandemic. That kind of scene is very familiar now in all the electoral ballots or the electoral schools where the elections is being held. And if you do not have a mask, you'll be given a mask, you'll be given a sanitizer, and people are there monitoring their social distancing. So despite all of that, the election is happening. It is not reducing numbers as was thought, and the people is being very actively aware and of the pandemic and the situation, and they're practicing all safe measures.
Right. This brings us to the part of the precautionary measures that are taken. Of course, the government is sparing every effort to be able to facilitate the utmost precautionary measures in order to protect the citizens who are going to cast their votes in the ballots from the pandemic. But how do you assess the awareness of the citizens themselves? Are they abiding by the precautionary measures and the rules? Is it going, the course is following its own right?
Awareness against the pandemic has been going on since last February. So people are now very aware of how to protect themselves from the pandemic, and they're practicing safe measures and taking all proactive measures to protect themselves, their families, and everyone else around them. And they are displaying that sort of action during the election or during the voting process.
Yes. Of course, we are looking forward towards the a new Parliament 2020, and there were lessons taught from the first one after June 30th, which is 2019. It was pretty successful, but of course there should be other challenges awaiting us, those who are going to form this upcoming one. How do you see the challenges? What could be expected from the upcoming House of Representatives 2020?
The structure of new parliament is very hopeful, and it's something we should celebrate by having 25% ladies and 25% youth. We have a proper representation to all the sectors of society. That's on one side. On the other side, you have a lot of you have a bigger electoral ballot going in together now. So before that, it was 25% of parliament they were elected together on one ballot. Now it's 50%, approximately 50%, around 48. Now they will be able to work more in synergy. They are close in their objective, even if their means is different. So we're going to see that effect on the parliamentary effort during the next legislative court. And we hope the CPYP will make the people proud as we were their choice. And we hope we show that work and we come up with that work during our period in Parliament with our 30 candidates.
Right. It sounds good that there is great concern to have a formation of 25% in the upcoming House of Representatives. But the question here is that are youth in full awareness of other issues like, for example, the pension laws. Trying to amend the pension laws or studying pension laws for the elderly citizens, for example, the social affair laws, the women and child requirements. Amending some laws and trying to work it to the best interest of women, empowering women and children. Is it going to youth are going to look over laws of minorities, people with special needs. Other issues, pressing issues other than youth issues. Is it that in the agenda of youth?
The agenda of youth is wise politics. Wise politics dictates that whenever we're looking to legislate a new law or work on a new law, we look on all sides of the equation. So if we're looking to raise pension, we have to understand how will that affect our monetary policies or how it will affect our treasury. We have to understand if we're going to raise...
Issues like health insurance, for example. Is it going to come to the attention of youth, the 20%, 25% youth
Health
members?
insurance will be an issue on top of all parliament or on top of this for all parliamentarians during the next legislative court. Not only youth, because it's actually started in Port Said, and the government is looking very strongly to create a better health situation for Egyptian citizens, starting from the president's effort during the virus fight program and during the full health insurance court being led, first applied in Port Said. And it will be on the top of the list for all parliamentarians. Of course, youth are very energetic towards such topics, towards social rights, youth and the 25 and women and children rights during healthcare. And we hope we will be able to put on the table wise politics, which will be able to execute without putting too much load on our treasury or on our monetary situation.
We know that the House of Representatives 2019 have achieved a lot and have come a long way. But at the same time, there are pressing issues that are awaiting the new parliament. What are they?
Municipality law will be, municipality administration law will be on the top of the list. How to run a country is by municipalities. If you have proper municipality governance, it will be the proper method to apply a decentralized nation as stated by the Constitution. And this way, this law will be on top of everyone's list. It was not delivered on the last legislative court or the last legislative term, but I think it will be on top of the list during the coming parliament, and I hope they're going to put on all they need on it.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mohamed, and would like to thank you for talking to us on Nile TV and wish you all the best. And right now, Egypt is hosting a joint military maneuver dubbed Sword of the Arabs, or Saif al-Arab, from the 17th to the 26th of November, with the participants of 5 different Arab countries. According to a video statement by the armed forces, the participating countries in the exercises are Egypt, Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, Jordan, Bahrain, and Sudan. More details in the following report.